and a very good early afternoon to you all, wherever you may be watching from. And welcome to the friendly confines of Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network. Getting ready for game number 4 of the Collinsville-Mascoutah Tip-Off Classic, as the host Collinsville K-Hawks get set to take on the Riverview Gardens Rams. My name is Zach Roseman. I'm joined by Matthew Clark. Glad that you're here with us today on a pretty nice Saturday afternoon, small business Saturday, if you will. Just a few minutes away from tip-off here as the K-Hawks head back to their locker room. We'll go ahead and take the time to preview this matchup. Collinsville coming in at 2-0 on the year. Riverview Gardens at 0-1 following a pretty sound defeat to the hands of Mascoutah last night. Collinsville with a 10-point win over Miller Career Academy. Matt, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are also good afternoon. I might as well just greet you, Zach. Good afternoon. And I'm excited about this game. Should be another good one. We're officially halfway through the Collinsville Mascoutah Tip-Off Classic that's being hosted here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. And for the third game, of course, the one that just finished, it was a final score of Mascoutah 55 and Miller Career Academy 46. A good battle between those two teams, and looking for another good battle between these two. Obviously, I'll kind of say what we said last night. This feels very familiar. This feels very similar to what happened between Mascoutah and Riverview Gardens last night, where on paper it looks like Mascoutah should be the better team, and should be a better team by a good margin. And Mascoutah did that. Mascoutah showed why they were a better team. They were up 30 at the half. They won by more than 40 points, and just gave Riverview Gardens absolutely no chance. And I think if the K-Hawks want to make sure that they do the same, they just need to make sure they do what Mascoutah did, and not play down to the competition of Riverview Gardens, who is a team that is still trying to rebuild and still trying to develop their players into good players. I mean, they are missing 2 of their top players, Tyree Collins McIntyre and Calvin Nash. So that's only going to help the K-Hawks here in this contest, and honestly, I think at the end of the day, it should benefit them, and hopefully they're able to work on that. But for the K-Hawks, I think you got to build that lead early against a team that, again, the K-Hawks should be able to win this game and should be able to win it handily. I'm not going to beat around the bush there, and then hopefully the opportunity to get some more guys in and get some guys off the bench. You're looking at some of those new players for the K-Hawks, such as Jace Wilkinson, as A.J. Main, Solomon Talbot, Evan Wilkinson. You could use all of those guys a little bit more and see what they could have to offer on the varsity floor. So I think that's got to be Collinsville's game plan going into today's game. Yeah,
obviously, you are playing 2. You know that you figure, obviously, you got to beat the team that's in front of you, but you're looking ahead to that game tonight against Mascoutah.
You absolutely are, Zach. And you talk about Mascoutah there. They looked very good in those first couple of games, and I think you're right, and that's what the K-Hawks need to focus on. Don't worry about what's going to be happening with Mascoutah later tonight. Just focus on the here and the now. Every game, try to go 1-0 no matter who the opponent is right in front of you, and with that mentality, the K-Hawks can really benefit from it.
Yeah. And we are going to go ahead and have the national anthem played, so we'll go ahead and be right back here on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club.
Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family-owned and operated by former K-Hawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Looks like the Jayhawks are going to be coming out shortly. Riverview Gardens are sitting here ready for their
For the starting lineups, there's still 3 minutes of warm-ups to go, sadly. So I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news for Riverview Gardens, but they're on the bench waiting to have starting lineups. Jayhawks will still get 2 more minutes of warm-ups here as they'll come out of their locker room.
Yep. I mean, I guess we could go now, but the Jayhawks are going to take the time to say, well, we got 3 more minutes to warm up, so we'll go ahead and do that. So
a little bit about routine, I think, for Coach Lee here, and he's always been a coach of routine and being someone who can, each and every time do kind of the same things in each and every game, especially for one, make sure to prepare the same way, no matter which opponent you're playing, and while the Jayhawks, may not be all that fired up for playing Riverview Gardens, and I mean, I've played in these games. I wouldn't be extraordinarily fired up myself. There's still a game to be won, and you talk about the Collinsville Jayhawks. They're going to be relying on those big three again: Nick Horace, Jamori Weisinger, Zach Chambers, and Zach. That 30-point performance from Nick Horace yesterday in the 10-point win for Collinsville over Miller Career Academy was something really special. Jayhawk hasn't scored 30 points since Rayshawn Taylor was playing here about 3 or 4 years ago. It's just something that is really, really impressive to see, especially coming from Nick Horace, who you wouldn't expect it to come from.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's obviously shown his capabilities to score the ball, but that's not something that has, traditionally been his role. Obviously he's, led the Jayhawks in assists the past couple of years. And, for him to be able to say, with Miller Career focusing on Jamori as they did, because Jamori, came out and started hot in the first half. We were working into Zach. And for Nick to basically come in and say, hey, this is, I'm going to have to be the guy, and to come in and say, and be the guy for the Jayhawks, it's good. And that's not something that Nick should have to do every game, but it's good to know that he has the capability of doing that. And we'll see what Riverview Gardens provide. We'll see who they want to focus on defensively. If they key in on Jamori, say, okay, well, Nick may have to be the guy again. And if they key in on Nick, from watching the game yesterday and seeing the performance that Nick had, say, okay, then it might be Jamori, and they may try and work Zach into the offense.
Yeah.
And you've got some other guys. Chase Reynolds was really quiet yesterday, and we know he's got the capability to make some athletic plays as Jayhawks will make their way back to the bench.
And I tell you what, Zach, one of the players, I think you mentioned him briefly there, that I'm looking at today is Zach Chambers, the big man who had 20 points at Heron. He's going to have, in every game he sees against these opponents, at least a 4 or 5 inch advantage over the entire team. Riverview Gardens is a small team. They've got a small lineup. They're not playing very many players. They're not very physical either, Riverview Gardens. So I would be very surprised if anyone, but if Coach Lee is, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Lee is harping on the fact that you want to get it in the paint, get it onto that right shoulder for Zach Chambers, who can put up that left-handed hook shot that has been so helpful for him in the past. And we saw Nick Horace have that great game earlier in this tip-off classic yesterday. I think this could be the Zach Chambers game, just looking at it from a wide view.
Yep. We'll go ahead and have the introduction of the starting lineup. So Riverview Gardens will technically be the home team for today's game, so they'll be in their white uniforms. Jayhawks will be in their quote-unquote road purple uniforms, excuse me. Obviously, even though we are playing here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. So we'll go ahead and announce those starting lineups right along with you.
I think for Riverview Gardens, they're going to go unchanged here. And their main guy that you're going to be looking at here for Riverview Gardens is number 3, Rico Lumpkins Jr. He was in double figures and took the majority of the shots yesterday for the Riverview Gardens Rams, with Tyreek Collins-McIntyre and Calvin Nash, the 2 star players for Riverview Gardens, out today. I mean, they didn't make the team extraordinarily better. You'll be looking at Rico Lumpkins to be the main player, but since Collinsville's the road team, they'll get the starting lineups out first, Zach.
Yep, so we'll go ahead and start out with the 6'3" senior Nick Horace. Following him will be 5'11" junior Chase Reynolds. Following him will be 6' senior Jamori Weisinger, who, kind of maybe a little overlooked. He had 25 points yesterday.
Whew, yeah.
And
not many times you scored 25, and not a lot of people are talking about you at the end of the game.
Also start Stanley Carnahan, 6'6" junior. And we mentioned him earlier, big man in the middle, 6'9" senior Zach Chambers. So standard starting five as it's been all year for Coach Darren Lee, showcasing the relatively new for this year, purple Jordan Brand uniforms. Look pretty nice.
And they got those white trims on the sides that have like paint splattered on them. I feel like this is about as edgy as the uniforms ever get for Collinsville. They're normally pretty simple, but this is interesting, and you know, I love the different uniforms that Collinsville's been able to incorporate over the last couple of years. Our road uniforms were different, at least in 2022 were different than the 2020 team that wore the road uniforms, and then these road uniforms are obviously different as well, as Rico Lumpkins is announced as a starter as well. The rest of the team looks like this. Demarion Castor will be the next player, 5'6" sophomore. Karan McFadden will come in as a junior, number 5, and then the two main men in the post play, or at least the guys that are going to be trying to stop Chambers and the other starter for Collinsville, the other starter for Collinsville, Stanley Carnahan, will be Jerron Berry and Stefan Brown, who will both be the starters. I don't think, if I'm being honest, I don't think any of these Riverview Gardens players started last year. Maybe Rico Lumpkins, but I think he came off the bench.
Yep.
So a bit of inexperience that head coach Will Donegan has to work with here from the Riverview Gardens. Rams, who are from St. Louis, Missouri, took the 25-minute drive to get over here to Collinsville for game number 2 of the morning session.
Yep, right over the Chain of Rocks Bridge, taking Interstate 270 to 255 down here to Collinsville. It will be Brown and Chambers set to tip things off. Rams in the quote-unquote home whites with blue and gold trim. K-Hawks in the road, purple trimmed in white. And the K-Hawks will win the opening tip. Here is Horace, working in there in the corner for Reynolds. Closely guarded there by Castor. Now over to Carnahan, now in the corner for Horace. And now to Weisinger. He'll pull up for 3. Got it. Tamori Weisinger picking up pretty much right where he left off last night.
Had a great first half, Zach. 18 points in that first half. He was unbelievable. And then Nick Horace had a great second half. So it was kind of a tale of two halves for the K-Hawks in that game in terms of who was scoring.
Yep. Here is Lumpkins. He's guarded by Horace. And he'll working around to the top of the key, playing with the shot clock. Working out there in the corner for Castor. He's closely guarded by Weisinger. Now to Brown. And they'll work it back to Lumpkins. We said Lumpkins would be the guy. He's been the main carrier of the basketball. Now they'll work it out to McFadden, getting the start today after I don't think he did, and that's a shot clock violation.
First one of the entire tip-off classic. I saw that shot clock running down, and Riverview Gardens didn't even get anything going there, not anything remotely close to a shot. And that's the issue with the Rams, not the fact that they can't defend. They played pretty good defense on that first possession. Demore just sunk a 3. It's more to the fact that they just can't score for some reason.
Yep. Reynolds now to Horace at the free throw line. That one a little long. Chambers skying with the rebound. We'll have a foul called. I believe that'll be on Barry. And it will be.
And this Riverview Gardens team is going to hustle. They're going to work hard. They're going to try with all their might to play as hard as they can. But Zach Chambers just using that height, got the rebound over 4 Rams players right in the middle of the lane.
Inbound pass will come out to Weisinger. He'll pull up another one. That one's a little short. Carnahan able to tip the ball around and get another offensive rebound. Reynolds will get it, and they'll work it into Chambers, but the pass goes just out of Zach's reach.
I want to highlight something here, Zach Roseman. Zach Chambers is being fronted right now by Stefan Brown of the Riverview Gardens Rams. That's Will Donegan's approach to making sure that Zach Chambers doesn't score in the paint. So far, in a minute and a half, obviously that's not a ton of time. It has been working for it has been working for Riverview Gardens.
Yep, Lumpkins will bring it up against a little bit of a zone pressure. Carnahan goes careening into the bench. Floater from McFadden, no good. Brown able to get the rebound with Chambers out of position, and he puts it up and in. Brown didn't score much at all in that game yesterday against Mascoutah, so not too bad of a start for Riverview. Working around there to Horace, high-low action to Chambers, and he is fouled. He could give it to Brown or Barry, and it will be on Barry, and that's his second. So we'll see not a lot of bench guys available for the Rams. And so it looks like Barry will stay out there, pass out to Weisinger. He'll pass it to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Weisinger and into the corner for Horace for 3. That one's no good. Carnahan skying for the rebound. Scramble for the ball, recovered by the Rams. McFadden will bring it up, and they'll look to get it up there in a hurry. Out to Castor for 3. That one's long air ball. Chambers will collect the basketball, and the K-Hawks will look to push a little bit.
I will say Riverview Gardens doing a really good job getting back on defense where they struggled last season. As it's going to be a foul on Stephon Brown. Or actually, let's see. It's going to be an offensive foul on Chambers. Looks like he just pushed him too much. First on Chambers. I tell you what, Collinsville hasn't shot the ball particularly well to start this game, and that is a way that you could keep teams like Riverview Gardens, these scrappy teams that don't have a lot of offensive power in games like this. Collinsville's got to make their shots when they're open.
Yep. K-Hawks putting on some full court pressure. Lumpkins will break the press over to Malachi Dickerson into the game, and he will get it and recover it after it was tipped by Carter. Work it out in the corner for Jaden Anthony for 3. Rebound comes down to Collinsville, and we have a foul, which I believe will be on Anthony.
I think Riverview Gardens, even though they lost 68-21, I'm really seeing a positive for them is that it looks like they've learned from the mistakes they made against Muscuda that made that game a 30-point game at halftime where they just had no chance to get back into it. And I think they'll use those learnings, like getting back on defense and fronting the post to their advantage.
Yep, Carnahan will take it off the press break. Missed that one, no good. The rebound comes down to Brown, and now Lumpkins will collect it, and he'll bring it up against the K-Hawk man-to-man defense. Lumpkins will pass it to Castor for 3, and that one's good. And the Rams, 3 minutes in, have a lead at 5-3. Pass quickly up to Horace. Now they'll give it to Chambers, who unable to make that play cleanly. Castor will recover, and he'll get it to Lumpkins. And here come the Rams once again. He'll hand it off to Dickerson. Now to Castor again for 3. That one no good. Reynolds will collect the rebound, and the K-Hawks will push. Solid transition defense there, something that the Rams really struggled with against Muscuda. Here comes Horace. He'll kick it out there to Chambers. Chambers will dribble it once and put it up. No good. Get its own rebound. Shot up and good.
Just nothing that Riverview Gardens could do about it. What they're trying to do is make sure the pass doesn't get in there, because when the pass does get into Chambers, they're lost. They can't really do anything. They're just not tall enough or not athletic enough to challenge any of Chambers' shots. And even if he misses the first one, he's able to get the second. And a little bit more offensive sputtering from Riverview Gardens. They'll take a timeout here. They're smelling some opportunity here, the Rams, though.
Yeah, I mean, hanging around 5-5. We'll go ahead and keep it here for this one after the 30-second timeout by Coach Donegan. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Riverview Gardens kind of, really never really were able to get anything going. Just kind of got, first game jitters, whatever, and they just got kind of punched in the mouth there by Muscuda, and really never were able to get into the game before Muscuda were up by a bunch of points. They were up, I believe, 41-9 at halftime, and it just didn't really get a whole lot better from there. But off to a good start so far. They got, able to tie with the K-Hawks, and I'm sure Coach Lee's just kind of, it's still very early, obviously.
Yeah, very early, and Collinsville's playing a little bit sloppy. If they clean up a couple of their passes, the K-Hawks, all it's going to take really for me is one run to get Riverview Gardens just in a little bit of a sad or just an unfortunate mentality where Collinsville will just breeze past, where that's what they were looking to do today here in this early game.
Three-pointer from McFadden, no good. Rebound will come down to Reynolds, and they'll push. Here comes Reynolds now. Cut off there, and wide open. Carnahan under the basket and puts that one up and in.
Well, those guys are good buddies, and Chase Reynolds, I think, was eyeing Stanley for that entire play, and just good positioning there from Carnahan. Good awareness of where he was on the floor to go ahead and put that up with his right hand and put it up for his first 2 of the day.
Lumpkins picked up his dribble, get the pass out there to McFadden. He'll bring it back out, and the Rams will reset, guarded by Carnahan out there on the perimeter, which isn't something you see too much of. Pass now to Dickerson. He's bumped by Reynolds and will fall down. Alternating possession. Possession will go to the Rams. Remain with the Rams as Tyree Brister comes in. Had a pretty impressive showing. Had several steals and I believe 6 assists off of the bench.
6 assists. Wow. Give him credit there, Tyree Brister. I was talking with one of the great K-Hawk fans, call him Grandpa K-Hawk. He was talking about Tyree Brister being Mr. Chaos, so he'll be looking to cause more chaos, force some more turnovers here in today's game against Riverview Gardens, and Riverview Gardens don't take care of the ball particularly well, so he'll have his opportunity to do that. Shot clock violation, Zach Roseman.
Yep.
Uh-oh. I forgot that the shot clock does not reset after jump balls.
Yep. Just trying to back it out and instead just run their offense, but can't do that as much with the shot clock, and as you mentioned, it didn't reset, so turnover to the K-Hawks. Brister will bring the ball up. He's guarded by Dickerson. Closely guarded by Dickerson. Now they'll get it to Horace. Back cut for Weisinger. Layup up and good.
Set play there from Coach Lee. Uses it a lot, and especially with a team like Riverview Gardens that maybe had not prepped for a set play like that. It's a good opportunity for them. Look at that defense from Brister, suffocating from him.
Yep, deflected there. Not much Lumpkin's able to do, but he's able to get there now. Work around to Dickerson. He'll pull up for three. That one off the backboard and will comfortably fall into the hands of Chambers. Horace will go coast to coast like butter on toast, but he missed the layup. Here comes McFadden. Horace hustling after it. Will get the steal. Weisinger with the pass falling down to Carnahan, and he'll put it up and in. Lead out to 11-5 for the K-Hawks. And here come the Rams once again. Lumpkins up to McFadden, and he walked with the basketball.
Love the fact on that last possession that Nick Horace, he missed the easy layup. Obviously, he didn't miss anything last night with his 30 points. He doesn't have any so far as Solomon Talbot will come into the game. I just love the fact that, you know, he still stays in the play, realizes that Riverview Gardens player isn't seeing something behind him, so he gets the back tip, and then it ends up being Stanley Carnahan. Good team effort there by the K-Hawks to make sure they get the basket.
Yep. Rams putting on a little bit of backcourt pressure. K-Hawks break it pretty easily. Here comes Horace, and he puts it up and in. Going right at Brown. Horace with his first bucket of the game after the very impressive 30-point performance yesterday. Here comes Lumpkins. He'll make his way into the lane. Pass to Brown. He wasn't quite expecting it, and it will eventually be picked up there by Weisinger, who a little too much on it, intending to get it to Horace.
Yeah, but I think that also comes through with Riverview Gardens getting back on defense, getting guys back. That was not as, I mean, that last night against Muscuda would have been an easy basket for the Indians. And today for Riverview Gardens, they get back on defense. They forced that pass, which wasn't the best one. And obviously a little bit of miscommunication there, like you said, Zach.
Here is Dickerson. They'll work it into Castor and intending to getting it back out, but Horace will run away. Brown with the pass, and nice move there from Horace. Everything but go in. Carnahan gets his own rebound, is fouled, and will shoot 2 free throws.
Good work there from the K-Hawks, and that's what you always want to do on the fast break. Whenever you got an interesting play there, and that was a tough basket to make by Horace, and so you want to just rush your post players down there who are searching for rebounds, and Stanley Carnahan's always searching to get the ball in the hoop. We'll try to get these points from the free throw line.
Yep, foul on Brown. That's his fourth of the quarter for the Rams, as Carnahan's first free throw is up and good.
He had 10 points against Riverview Gardens last year when these two teams played, Collinsville and Riverview Gardens. And that's going to be a violation, I think, on Solomon Talbot. Yep, I think him and Nick Horace were trying to switch because they were trying to do pressure, so he won't be able to get that second bucket. K-Hawks beat the Rams last year 65-31. Outscored them 23-7 in the first quarter. That's where it's looking to go at this moment.
Yep, with the steal now. Carnahan will put it up and in.
I know he was trying to dunk the ball there, Stanley, but the 2 points will matter as well. He's got 7 points already, looking to break his highest career varsity total, which was 10 last year against Riverview Gardens, and Riverview Gardens have to take a timeout as a result.
It's another 30-second. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Coach Donegan with some instructions there for, I think that's Lumpkins down there. He'll take the time to talk with the rest of his team. You know, staying active, obviously.
Yeah, and for Riverview Gardens, they just can't let this get out of control here now. That's what happened against Muscuda, is that, you know, it was when it rains, it pours. You know, it was there were instances in that game where Riverview Gardens weren't playing that particularly bad, but the problem was is that they just kept turning the ball over and then just giving up fast break points, and it felt like it just kept piling on for the Rams, and they just weren't able to get out of it. That's why they lost by so much on Saturday. Here it comes again.
And Lumpkin's able to hold on to it, and he rolled around too much. That is a travel. So K-Hawk pressure, putting it on, and they've been able to force a few turnovers, which is, I'm sure, not something that Coach Donegan and the Rams would like. Pass comes in to Weisinger. He'll survey things, guarded closely by Lumpkins. Gets the screen from Talbot. Pull it from the elbow. No good. Tip back up and in. No good. And Talbot able to pick up the change. I don't think he scored yesterday, so able to get his second bucket of the season, as he did have 2 points against Heron, as we'll have a foul called on the K-Hawks. I think it'll be on Weisinger.
had 3 points against Riverview Gardens last time these two teams played. Solomon, he got some time in garbage time when this tournament was played at Mascoutah last year, as Evan Wilkinson will check in. And that's a good confidence booster for Solomon. I mean, he's 6'10", Zach. The fans want to see him get in there and get aggressive and get those buckets. And to get that offensive rebound there, may not be playing against the tallest competition though, but it is nice for them to see that opportunity to play.
3-pointer up and no good from Castor, and that went off of Horace.
Good little save there, actually, from Jazavion Henderson. Actually, that may not be Jazavion
That is Jaden Anthony.
Numbers had me mixed up there, but yep.
So the inbound will come there in the corner, not quite the true corner, deep sideline there for Lumpkins, and the pass will come in to Castor. He'll take a 3 and drain it. Demarion Castor with his second 3, and the lead back down to 10 at 18-8. K-Hawks can hold for 1 here. Pass comes to Evan Wilkinson. He'll dribble into a 3 and drain it.
He has the same feeling about the game with Evan Wilkinson as his brother Jake did last year, the senior. When he's open, he's going to shoot it whether the clock says whether he shouldn't be taking the shot or not. And he's just a pure shooter. Runs in the Wilkinson family.
Yep. Brister will bring it up to Horace, and the pass eventually will come to Carnahan, and he puts it in. Stanley Carnahan up to 9 points, lead all scores. 70-footer, no good.
That was on its way. That was online.
Yep. So after 1 quarter of play, we've got a 23-8 ball game in favor of the K-Hawks. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. Be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. A little bit of a new personnel grouping on the floor with going the Twin Towers look with Chambers and Talbot in.
I don't think I've ever seen Coach Lee do this. Sorry. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of the Aaron Moulton, Kedrian Jones pairing from probably 5 years ago now. Evan Wilkinson, aggressive defense being played by the Rams, and we'll get to Horace. Horace will drive the lane, pull it from the elbow, no good. And the rebound comes down there to Lumpkins. And he'll push it and get by Brister, puts the ball on the floor, contested there by Talbot. Nice job there. Chambers with the pass, and eventually it'll make its way to Horace. Shot up and no good. Brister with the rebound, and he'll put it up and in. A little bit of a hectic sequence.
Yes, for sure.
And here comes Lumpkins. And in the corner for Castor for 3. Got it. Didn't hit too many of them in the Mascoutah game, but found his stroke a little bit, and that's his 3rd of the game, just a minute into the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and I think that would be an option that Mascoutah or Collinsville may have, honestly. Oh, nice bucket from Talbot right in the middle there. 4 points for him. That actually might be a varsity high for him. I don't think he scored multiple baskets in a game, so it's good to see him making an impact. And the K-Hawks, Zach, are going zone here.
Yeah, it's something you've saw a little bit last year, able to keep Zach in the middle. Now they'll go ahead and do it as not paying attention there was Lumpkins, unfortunately, and Brister will have a runaway layup. Unfortunate thing, not able to pay attention. Here come the Rams. Lumpkins will look over to Coach Donegan for the play call and see zone offense. Probably not something, I don't think Mascoutah ran any zones, so we'll see how much the Rams have practiced this. And they'll work it in the corner, and Castro for three. That one no good. Horace able to pick up the air ball. Nice pass up there to Wilkinson. He'll take it and lay it up, and the lead out to 20 for the K-Hawks at 31-11.
I love how Evan Wilkinson is running the floor there. That's not something that he did a couple of years ago. You know, he was more of a spot-up shooter, but now he realized, hey, I can find points if I make steals like that and get down the floor. So it's a good, it just shows the coaching from the Collinsville staff in order, you know, everyone has to run the floor, and Evan Wilkinson was doing it on that last possession.
Yep, here comes Horace, and he'll make his way into the lane. Shot up and good. Nick Horace up to 4 points now. Very balanced effort from the K-Hawks. Inbound pass comes in to Lumpkins. 5.5 to go, 33-11. Here in this second quarter, Lumpkins gets the screen from Anthony. Pass to Dickerson for three, no good. Or no, that wasn't Dickerson, that was Anthony. Now Dickerson with the rebound. Now they'll work it out to McFadden, and now Castor for three. Ooh, halfway down and out. Brister with the rebound. He'll get it up there to Wilkinson. Nice hustle defense as kind of slipped out of his hands there. Dickerson with a nice spin move. Shot up.
Oh, my goodness. Deserved it after the spin on Brister. As soon as that was happening, I thought Brister's going to get the steal. Collins is going to be going down the other way on the floor. Great little move there. Sometimes diamond in the rough situations there. Nice press break by the K-Hawks.
Yep, here is Brister into the middle. Get it down to Talbot, and he is fouled. Probably get that one on McFadden.
You can see those Riverview Gardens players, a couple of hands on the head. I don't think that's because they're shocked about the foul call. It's more that they are tired. K-Hawks are running up and down the floor on them. And that's going to benefit one team here, and that's going to be Collinsville. And I'm sure outside of getting the ball into the post and making sure that the big guys score, that was Coach Lee's other point of emphasis is run on these guys because their transition defense is going to tire at some point. With 7 players, too, it's just hard. You're going to get tired in these sort of situations.
Yep. Yeah, only 7 guys dressed for the Rams here in the tournament. Talbot makes the first one, so he's up to 5 points.
5 points, yeah.
Yep. We'll go ahead and have his second free throw. Coach Donegan doing what he can to try and sub guys in and out. Next one from Talbot, swishes it. Nice job there from
2 for 2.
Solomon. Yep.
Not normal for Solomon. Normally he'll miss a couple there, and free throws are tough, obviously, for the bigger guys. So it's great to see, again, that they're working on that kind of stuff in practice. You can tell he was very confident on that free throw line trip.
Yep. Work it out there into the corner. I believe that's McFadden for 3, just a little short. Reynolds back into the game will secure the rebound. He'll bring the ball up. McFadden will guard him. And they'll work it out there to Horace, work it inside to Chambers, who's double teamed, but it doesn't matter. Shot up no good. Talbot able to corral it, and now it'll come to Chambers, and foul
count
and
the bucket
one.
And the foul, yep. And once again, just when you've got 2 guys at 6'9" and 6'10" in here, this is a nice opportunity to kind of use this. It's just, it's interesting to see. But it's just so hard for Riverview Gardens to be able to rebound the basketball in these kinds of settings. And Zach Chambers is, missing a couple in there, but again, getting a rebound and putting the ball up to score.
Foul on Barry. That's his 3rd, which obviously isn't ideal. Chambers a little short on the free throw. Here's the Rams now. Here is Lumpkin, still this 2-3 zone look from the K-Hawks. And he'll dribble it out there. Kind of, it's morphed back into man-to-man, guarded there by Reynolds. Really matching up are the K-Hawks. Here is McFadden, and he's bumped by Weisinger, and that'll be Jamori's 2nd foul. Oh, they called
it. That's going to be an illegal screen. I was about to say, if that's on Weisinger, it's a harsh call. But, Weisinger was trying to get around that screen. He was bumped as he was doing so. So, illegal screen is the call. K-Hawks haven't fouled, I think, at all in this game so far. So, good for them. They're playing good, constructive, strong defense. Actually, Jamori would have 1 foul there.
Jamori has 1, and Zach has 1, but not too many. Here is Weisinger. He's able to get to the rim. Shot up and good.
High-level move from Jamori Weisinger, and, getting to the rim but soaring and then changing hands as he's in midair. It's just such great offensive work from Jamori Weisinger, and he could do it at any moment against any team in any sort of game.
Yep. Lumpkins out on the wing, guarded by Weisinger. Get it out top there to McFadden. Able to pull it from the free throw line over Talbot. That one off, no good. Rebounded by, I believe that's Dickerson down there, but he lost it out of bounds as Carnahan and Evan Wilkinson come back in for the K-Hawks. Talbot and Horace will have a seat.
I think Solomon could be proud of his minutes here. And, obviously we're not looking towards next season at all. Absolutely not.
Yeah, so very early, but
yeah, Zach Chambers is going to be leaving as he makes the basket right there. Solomon Talbot's going to be the guy who is going to be the next man up in that big man role that Coach Lee loves to have. And so at 6'10", getting these kinds of minutes and getting this kind of confidence is great. Weisinger, that will be his second foul, Zach.
Yep. That's his second, so no real concern there until he picks up his third, obviously. Jerron Berry with 3 for the Rams. I believe that is it in that regard. Lumpkins with the basketball, and he'll pick up his dribble. Needs some help from somebody. And directing, nobody guarding him, and there's a steal from Reynolds, showcasing that football read capability, and he's got a layup. And the lead is out now to 30 points at 43-13.
Call that one an interception.
Ooh, and yep, that is a travel from Lumpkins.
And just like Mascoutah in the first half of last night's game where they won 68-20 over Riverview Gardens, it's a 30-point lead as we wind down in the first half.
Yep. Here is Weisinger, and he able to pick up his dribble after temporarily losing it. Here's Carnahan. He'll hand it off to Reynolds. Reynolds with a pull-up from about 12 feet out. Left that one short. Rebound by Brown, and he'll get it to Lumpkins, and here come the Rams. Pass to, that is Castor, now back to Lumpkins, and he'll reset things. 23 seconds on the shot clock, and Jamori, I believe, just picked up his third foul.
My goodness. And that's the first time Coach Lee's gotten up out of his chair today, which means he's going to have to say something about someone. I think Lee's going to keep him in, try to make Jamori learn. If you want to be able to play, you got to stop fouling. And but credit to Collinsville, they've left Rico Lumpkins, who had double figures for Riverview Gardens yesterday, with 0 points here in the first half.
Yep. Shot up from Castor, no good. Carnahan skies for the rebound, and here comes Reynolds. He'll get it to Weisinger. Weisinger from the 3 from the wing. Carnahan skying for the rebound, and I think Lumpkins will pick up a foul. That's his first, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard. It's harsh on Riverview Gardens. Referees love to call that offensive foul, really, or that defensive rebounding foul when the other team gets that offensive rebound. It's like an opportunity for them to call the foul as Carnahan goes to the line.
Makes his first free throw. Horace back in as Weisinger will have a seat. Carnahan into double figures now with 10 points. And next one from Carnahan up, and no good. Bounces around. Evan Wilkinson nearly got the offensive rebound, but momentum carried him out of bounds, and so it'll go back to Riverview Gardens.
Good hustle there from Evan Wilkinson, even though he's a little bit smaller, obviously, even today with the height advantage in some cases, and good hustle trying to get there to the corner. Even if you don't get the possession, it's still a nice touch for Collinsville whenever you have those hustle plays.
Here is Lumpkins. He'll bring it out on the wing, and Wilkinson with another steal, and he's got a runaway layup, shot up, and one. Nice take there from Evan Wilkinson. Foul on Lumpkins. That'll be his second in not too long a stretch of time, and you can kind of see the frustration in his body language there. Really for everybody, just kind of tired and obviously kind of frustrating being down 33 points as they are now. Free throw, no good from Wilkinson, and nice shot there from Brown, kind of ripping it away from Chambers. The rebound here is McFadden, and now Lumpkins guarded there by Reynolds, and he'll set up the offense here. Under a minute to go. Rams do have to get a shot off. Pass deflected, but will come to McFadden, and now to Lumpkins. He'll throw up a 3 and drain it. Rico Lumpkins with his first bucket of the game, I believe. Yep, that's his third foul, and now some ball pressure, but he just picked up his third foul. Coach Donegan not very happy with him. That's his third foul, and kind of being the primary ball handler for this Riverview Garden squad. You can't really have him in foul trouble, as we'll see Dickerson re-enter, and K-Hawks in the bonus now, so Horace will shoot 2 free throws.
Yep, and the bonus 2 free throws for Horace, and Rico Lumpkins Jr., nice three-pointer there. I'd say Riverview Gardens has shot the ball maybe better in this first half than they did in this first half last night against Mascouda. You know, you had Demarion Caster who hit a couple of threes, and that was huge just in general for Riverview Gardens. And as a result, it's at least kept this game from being too far away from harm's way.
Shot up and no good, and that should be a, jump ball. Nice job there by Brown, able to clamp on the ball, and the Rams will have the possession on the arrow. This is a young Riverview Gardens team. Stephon Brown, the only senior on the roster, so obviously he's a pretty key contributor, but still a young group for this Riverview Gardens squad. So obviously this is a team that I think will get better as the year has gone on, and I think that they've improved even from game to game as they'll get a steal there, shot up and good for Jaden Anthony.
Yep, and maybe a point of learning for Zach Chambers. Got to make sure you secure that rebound there. Kayhawks have a chance, though, to, they just gave away that chance.
Yep.
As they tried to pass it to Horace in the corner, and Riverview Gardens is going to get the last shot of the half. Maybe not the finest way to end the half for Collinsville.
No, but with that, still a comfortable 29-point lead. But I think there's some things, as we said in the Mascouda game, there's ways that you can build and get better as the shot up and good at the buzzer. Nice take there by Malachi Dickerson. He's up to 4 points, and that'll bring us to halftime. So, score is 47-20 in favor of the K-Hawks at halftime. Your quick thoughts on the first half, Matt?
Well, quick thoughts are, good half overall. Didn't start it great, didn't end it great. However, everything in the middle there was where they were able to just build and pile on the scoring here to make it a 20-point lead. I like the fact that Lee has been able to get Evan Wilkinson and Solomon Talbot, two players who are going to return next year, a couple of crucial minutes in this team and trying to grow their confidence, trying to make sure that they understand the offense and different looks like a zone offense and looking at, Talbot and Chambers in there as part of the zone defense. So those things are really good. For the Kayhawks, don't lose focus here in the third quarter. Don't let Riverview Gardens try to put an interest back into this game. Close it out, and then you're 2-0, and obviously you don't want to look forward. But again, get 1-0 here today, and then try to look to go 2-0 and 3-0 in the whole tournament, and 4-0 on the season when they play Mascouda on tonight. Actually, not on Saturday, but here tonight at 7 o'clock here on the KI Broadcast Club Network.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a few minutes break here as we are at halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes for second half action here on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family owned and operated by former K-Hawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237. Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
And we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Just 2 minutes left in this halftime break as Collinsville with the 27-point lead over Riverview Gardens, 47-20. You talked before we went to the break about things that Collinsville could do. What do you think Riverview Gardens could do, Matt, in regards to, things that you can improve upon?
Well, I think you just got to take all of these games. This is a great field here at Thanksgiving Tip-Off Classic. These are tough games to play, and so for the Rams, it's all about just finding ways to find those positive moments, right? Obviously these are good teams, and they probably came in maybe expecting to lose all 3 of these games, and things are looking much better from tonight and where they were yesterday. But I think what they can be encouraged by, first of all, is that some of their shots are falling. They're making some 3-point shots. They're seeing the ball go through the net. Sometimes for players, that's just everything that helps motivate you. And for Riverview Gardens, I think you got to come into these games and feel another positive being, this is great conditioning for the players. 7 guys out here running up and down the floor. I know this isn't practice where you run those sprints and down and backs and whatnot. This is still great conditioning, and I think nowhere to go but up, right? For a team like Riverview Gardens, they can use these experiences and say, hey, we've been there. We've been in tough situations, but yet we've been able to respond, and we've been able to kind of keep working and playing hard. And I think that the main thing that they can be encouraged by in this entire thing is we are playing each possession incredibly hard. We're giving everything that we have. We're not just letting these teams coast past it. We're putting in a fight, and sometimes at the end of the day, you go with the old sports saying, don't look at the scoreboard. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just go play basketball and go give yourself a great shot against, a team that, will be, from what many people will say, one of the best teams in the area. And you can look at that and say, hey, we gave it our best shot in that moment.
Yep. Hawks with the ball to begin the second half. Inbound comes into Chase Reynolds. We'll work it out at the top of the key to Horace. Out there in the corner now for Carnahan. And now back on the wing to Reynolds. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Reynolds will drive baseline, cut off there. And we'll kick it back out to Horace. Pass out to Weisinger. Pretty good defense from the Rams so far here. And now to Horace on the wing. And now to Reynolds, trying to get it in there to
5
Chambers.
seconds on the shot clock
going.
here.
So to Carnahan, and now Weisinger, 25-footer, no good. Tap back out. Nobody wearing the purple and white there to receive it. Here comes McFadden for the Rams. He'll pull it for 3. In and out, no good. Chambers with the rebound. Here comes Reynolds. And now to Horace. And now back to Reynolds. And now to Horace again. Work weak side to Weisinger, and now to Carnahan. Hand it off back to Weisinger. Cut off baseline there. And deflected out, and bounced around a little bit.
See, that's what I'm talking about Riverview Gardens. 3 players on the floor there, none for Collinsville. They're giving it a fight. Oh, but sometimes that's what happens, You'll have Zach Chambers right in the middle to swat away your layup attempt, and those are the things that Riverview Gardens can't control. They got to worry about what they can control, which is hustling and giving everything they have on both ends of the floor.
Yep. They've managed to do that pretty well so far as...
That's 4 on Jamori.
Yep.
My goodness.
Yep, that is why...
He might foul out today.
Yep, we'll see. And that will prompt Evan Wilkinson to come in for him, and you figure Jamori would probably, depending, that might be it for him. Jamori with a decent number of points, not a huge number. And the Rams with the basketball. Here is Lumpkins out on the wing. Now to Castor. Another 3-pointer for him, and good. Marion Castor with 4 3-pointers. He's got 12 points to lead the Rams. And the pass from Reynolds to Wilkinson. Now back to Reynolds. Open on the wing for 3. No good. Carnahan skies for the rebound. Shot up and good.
And congratulations to Stanley Carnahan. He's now got a new career high as a Collinsville K-Hawk with 12 points. His initial career high was actually against Riverview Gardens last year, so a really good opportunity, good moment for him. Whenever he's got the opportunity to score, he does. He had like 30 points in a freshman game back a couple years ago when I was a senior, so, it's good work from the Big 22 in there, Stanley Carnahan.
Yep. Held ball, alternate possession will go to the Rams. The inbound comes out to Castor, guarded there by his opposite number, Reynolds. They'll work it out to Barry, and now back to McFadden. He'll drive the lane, shot up, and no good. Barry with the rebound, shot up and good.
Got Zach Chambers in the air there. Not many times today where Riverview Gardens have been able to get offensive rebounds. That's one of the weaknesses that the Jayhawks sometimes have is their defense when trying to play against second chance opportunities.
Shot up from Carnahan, no good, and the Rams with another rebound. Lumpkins will look to push. Deflected, and will just kind of roll it out there to Castor. Barry slow getting up, and Wilkinson will come up with a steal, and now to Reynolds. And now Barry will have to come back and play defense, but the shot up and good from Horace. Lead out to 26 for the Jayhawks, 51-25. Lumpkins brings it up for the Rams. He'll back things out. Tyree Brister set to return for the Jayhawks. He'll ask for a screen and receive it from Brown. Pull up 18-footer, no good. Horace with the rebound, and he'll pass it up to Wilkinson. Wilkinson will drive the lane, shot up, no good. Solid defense there from Barry without fouling. Carnahan with the steal, and there's the bucket for Evan.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's see. I think, Riverview Gardens called a timeout. Evan could have passed it to, hold on.
Wait a second.
Oh, we have an injured player, I believe.
Yeah, injury timeout.
That's why they
for Barry.
But let's go back to that last play. Evan Wilkinson, when he drove the first time, I think he just kind of took a bad angle at it, was trying to go alone. He could have passed it to Stanley to get an easy 2. Would have been 14 points for Carnahan. Then Stanley does the hard work on the other end, is able to grab the loose ball, and then even though he doesn't get the pass the first time, he passes it to Evan Wilkinson, who chose not to have passed him for the first time. That's good teamwork and good unselfishness there by Stanley.
Shot up there from McFadden, no good. Carnahan with the rebound. Push it up to Brister into the game. And he'll throw it down there to Horace. He'll power dribble it in and put it up and in. Nick Horace up to 9 points now. Not quite on pace for the 30 he got yesterday, but still a good showing for him as the ball deflected out of bounds.
I think that speaks to Nick's game. Again, we kind of talked about it. He only had 10 points against Heron. That 30 ball against, he's never had that many points, I think, in a career game or really at any level. And so for him, he plays the same way, whether he's scoring 30 or scoring 5. He'll play the same way. He'll play on both sides of the floor, and that's really helpful to have that consistency for Collinsville.
Yep. Pass in there to Anthony, rolls away from him, and Evan Wilkinson will bring the ball up for the Jayhawks. Pass it out on to Brister on the wing, and now into the corner for Horace. Get back out to Wilkinson for 3, off, no good, and they'll get Chambers with a push in the back. Foul. That is Zach's second.
Well, Zach only has 6 points, Zach Chambers, and I'll tell you what, I thought he was going to really have a big game here today, and he still played well for the Jayhawks, has a couple of blocks and some good rebounds as well. But for Collinsville, I think it's more it's not about Zach Chambers not getting the ball on offense. It's the fact that Riverview Gardens have defended it well, and that's where they've had their focal point. So Collinsville has had to attack Riverview Garden in other ways.
Yep. And that's something where, just obviously they've decided that they're going to focus on Zach. They're going to try and limit Zach Chambers' capability. Horace in the corner, drive baseline. Nice take there from Nick. Shot up and good. He's into double figures again. He's got 11. Lead out to 32 for the Jayhawks at 57-25.
Yeah, Nick Horace being athletic and strong again. He had a great second half where he had most of his points last night, and it feels like it's the same story here tonight.
Yep, shot up from Lumpkins, no good. Brown with the rebound, shot too strong. Carnahan with the rebound, and now to Brister. He'll push it up to Horace, and Horace up and good again. That's about 6 points in a row for Nick. He's up to 13 now.
Leads all scorers as well, Nick Horace, and now there'll be a full timeout for Will Donegan as the Jayhawks push the lead to almost 35 points.
We'll go ahead and take a quick break here on the Jayhawk Broadcast Club Network. Back for the final 3 minutes of the third quarter here in just a moment.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Jayhawk fans, before, after, or even during Jayhawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Jayhawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
We welcome you back in. Jerron Berry back into the game, so it seems like whatever he left for wasn't anything too severe, which is, good. Riverview only having 7 players can't really, obviously you don't want anybody getting hurt ever, but especially in a situation like this. Here is Dickerson. He'll throw up a shot, no good, and rebound knocked around and will come out to Horace. He'll get it to Brister. Brister guarded closely there by Malachi Dickerson back into the game. Now to Carnahan on the elbow. Nice high-low action to Chambers and one.
Perfect, well done, and obviously Riverview Gardens have been trying to front the post. That's what they've been doing for the majority of this game. That is the best way to beat it. Get that little weak side action where Horace just kind of flashes to the free throw line and just drops it down to Zach Chambers. Perfect pass by Horace as well. We talked about how he had averaged almost more than 5 assists per game last year, and he is being a great facilitator. Great finish by Chambers as well through the contact.
Yep, foul on Brown. That's his third, and Chambers will look to convert the and one, which he will. Rams looking to push. Dickerson quickly gets it up to Castor. He'll get it back to Dickerson. Dickerson guarded by Wilkinson. He'll hand it off to Lumpkins. He'll drive the lane, shot up, and no good, but he was fouled.
But I think that was a right call on Evan Wilkinson. Just a little bit of a shove as Lumpkins was going to the rim there.
So yeah, Lumpkins will shoot some free throws now. And the question now is, you mentioned earlier, as Lumpkins makes his first free throw, obviously you're getting to the point in time now where, with K-Hawks up by 36 points now, how long before you see some of those end-of-the-bench guys, although we will see Jamori Weisinger re-enter.
Well, and I think the idea for him, that's probably the only area of concern for Collinsville, or of small concern, is the fact that Jamori does have 7 points, but he has 4 fouls. So one more and he's out of here. Obviously it was interesting. Cole Showmaker didn't really bring in his subs till the late fourth quarter in that game against Riverview Gardens. He kept it going for the entire time. And, knowing Coach Lee and having played for Coach Lee in the past, I'm going to be pretty surprised if he doesn't have guys like Jace Wilkinson, A.J. Main, and Solomon Talbot have some action here in the fourth quarter against a varsity-level opponent.
Yep. Here is Weisinger, and that is knocked around, but it will remain with the K-Hawks as it went off one of the Rams players.
I've been proud of this team, making sure that, they're not focusing on the backside of this game as Weisinger puts up that 3 there. And another one, Zach, and I'll tell you what, they've played with the intention of playing hard, not worrying about the opponent, not worrying about how many points they're up by. A little bit of a sloppy start, had a couple of little sloppy times. Oh, nice pass there.
Yeah, nice feed there from Lumpkins to Brown.
But they've played well, Collinsville, and they've worked to make sure that, this game is safely in their hands going here into the fourth quarter. Maybe a little bit of defensive concern, but that's, again, something they can work on. And if they give up a little bit more points to Riverview Gardens today, who have already scored more points than they did against Mascoutah, then, I think Collins will take a good defensive performance against Mascoutah tonight for sure.
Yep. Inbound to Weisinger, now in the corner for Wilkinson. Back to Jamori, and Jamori with a long three-pointer, no good. Carnahan picks up the loose change, cashes in there. Up to 14 now is Stan. Here come the Rams. Here is Lumpkin, guarded by Brister, who hasn't done a ton offensively, but he's played a decent amount here in the second half. Shot up from Dickerson, no good. And Brister with the rebound. Nice pass there up to Wilkinson. And he was deflected out there by Castor, hustling back.
Obviously didn't get the bucket there, Evan Wilkinson, but I love the fact that he's leaking out and playing hard. And you know what? Even with a minute to go in the third quarter, the K-Hawks are going to bring in their bench.
Yep. Let's see, Solomon Talbot, Chase Reynolds back in, who was a starter but hasn't played a ton. Jace Wilkinson into the game, 5'10 sophomore, as well as A.J. Main, another sophomore who they did get in briefly towards the end of that Heron game. we'll see what they're able to do here against Riverview Gardens. Working into the corner for Reynolds. He'll pull up from 10 feet, no good. And nice job there by Brown corralling the rebound with 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lumpkins will bring it up, 3-for-line jumper, no good. And the scramble for it, recovered, and Talbot able to recover the attempted save. Here is Reynolds. He'll pass it to Weisinger. Deep three. Good. Jamori Weisinger doing what he's managed to do really well all year long so far. It doesn't matter what gym. Lead out to 70-29. Lumpkins to Dickerson. And he'll back things out. Rams can hold for one here. Looks like they will. We'll get it to Lumpkins with 12 seconds left now. Reynolds will back off. 5 seconds now.
Here.
Yeah, probably just going to take a quick ball screen and see what kind of shot he can put up. There it is. Off the front of the rim, not a horrible shot. But the lead is 41 for the K-Hawks as we head to the fourth quarter, 70-29. We'll go ahead and take a break and be back for running clock here in the fourth quarter on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville K-Hawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
We welcome you back. Fourth quarter of action set to begin underway here. The inbound will come into Jace Wilkinson, and he'll get it to Reynolds. Reynolds will survey things, dribble it around, and now to Brister to Maine. Maine kick out to Jace Wilkinson for three. No good. Rebound by Barry. And nice outlet pass there, getting up there to Castor, and Castor with a little floater. Fortunately, who swirls in and out, no good. Reynolds with the rebound, and he'll push it deflected there by Lumpkins. And so the Rams will have time to set their half-court defense.
Yeah, and this fourth quarter, obviously, there's a running clock. But I'm very interested to see what these guys do off the bench. You know, a couple of these guys, Jace Wilkinson and A.J. Maine, they played junior varsity last season. And, talk about these players. They will have bigger roles on the varsity team next season, and obviously big JV roles as well this year.
Yep. Exchange of turnovers there. Here comes A.J. Maine, shot up and no good. And the Rams with the rebound, and we'll see what they look to push here. Here comes Lumpkins, and that'll be an offensive foul on Barry for the illegal screen. I believe that is his fourth foul, and it is. Jaden Anthony will come in to replace him. Brister will trigger the inbound with 6.5 minutes and counting. Running clock here in this fourth quarter. Here comes Jace Wilkinson, and we've got I think they're going to get Dickerson with the foul.
I normally don't complain about officiating, but honestly, at this point, let these guys play. That's a bit of a maybe a ticky-tacky foul, Goes on Riverview Gardens. Oh, that was a attempted pass for Solomon Talbot. That's a hard pass to make, Zach Roseman. Even though Solomon's 6'10", he can't catch everything.
Nope. And I'm not sure that Solomon was entirely expecting that one either.
I don't think so.
Yep, here is Lumpkins. He'll bring it up, drive to the lane, cut off there, and kind of double-teamed, and Brister will come up with a steal. Pass up to Jace Wilkinson, and attempted steal. Nice head fake. Did everything but go in, and I think they're going to get Talbot with the foul there. Kind of a push attempted to go for that rebound.
Not sure if it was a foul. Don't think they counted a foul, but it did come off of Talbot last, so that's how Riverview Gardens get the basketball there.
All right. Lumpkins will bring it up once again, as he has pretty much all game, guarded there by Brister. And Brister will get another steal, and he'll go ahead and look to push. Nice move there. Tyree Brister shot up and good, and Coach Donegan will take a timeout, so that will stop the clock. We'll go ahead and keep it here for this one. It is a full timeout.
So I'll just go ahead and talk about this, Zach. In this full timeout that we've got a minute here to kind of discuss this. Obviously, tonight, the two matchups, 0-2 versus 0-2, when you have Miller Career Academy and Riverview Gardens, that's at 5:30, and then Collinsville and Mascoutah, 7 o'clock here. Both games on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network here to conclude the Collinsville-Mascoutah Thanksgiving Tip-Off Classic. And what I want to ask you, let's just focus more on that big game, Collinsville versus Mascoutah. The winner will win the Collinsville-Mascoutah Tip-Off Classic, as it's named after them. Thoughts on that game just initially, and what do you think what you're interested to see in that game?
I think it'll be kind of an intriguing matchup. I think the guard matchups are going to be pretty similar. I think McCoo and Harris are going to be able to hold their own against, Jamori and Nick. I think the question mark for Mascoutah, how well is, say, a Jacob Young going to be able to do guarding Carnahan? How is Enticop going to do against, because this will be the biggest guy he's gone up against. Probably the closest analog for Enticop is matching up against Alex Stell from Waterloo, who's kind of a similar build. As the Rams turn it over, Evan Wilkinson will bring it up and work it in there to Talbot. Oh, man, right there. Not a bad look at it, but just rolled out. Yeah, so it should be an intriguing matchup, and looking forward to bringing it to you here. Three-pointer from Lumpkins up and good.
And what I will say about the that game in general for me is I know you said that some of they don't necessarily match up extremely well, but I just love the matches. You got Jacob Young. He's probably going up against Carnahan. There's Talbot's bucket that he just missed. Got it back. And you've got, Jaden McCoo going up against Nick Corus and Jamori Weisinger, Corey Harris in there as well. The teams should really match up well against each other, and that's what I'm really excited to see. And it'll be who can win the game, who could be a better winner here, as fouls called go on the baseline here. First foul on Collinsville in the quarter with 4 minutes left to play in this matchup today.
Foul on Brister as McFadden and Barry will come in for that's Brown and Anthony. Inbound triggered by the Rams. See Maine out there guarding McFadden. Maine, I called his name a fair few times. Football player, got in on the varsity action as well.
Yep, and AJ Maine's family is also here on the near side in the stands that you can't see on your screen, and they're looking to hopefully get his first points of first varsity points of action. So hopefully they can come here soon.
Yep, nice job there by Brister. Kind of throws it to himself. Layup good. Tyree Brister up to 8 points, which I think is a high for him on the year. McFadden will go ahead and bring it up for the Rams. Nice crossover move, blocked by Talbot. Wilkinson with the run out. He'll go right at it, shot up and good.
That's a little bit better from the Collinsville K-Hawks. This group of players was struggling to score here down the stretch, but, play to your strengths. And Evan Wilkinson has done great running the floor today. I've been very impressed. And once again, Riverview Gardens have been making shots, so that's something that they can bring as a positive here at the end of this game. They may have lost pretty substantially like they did in the first game, but they have seen shots go through.
Yep. And they'll work it in there to Talbot, and he is fouled. And I believe that'll be Jerron Berry's 5th foul. And it is, so he'll have to sit for the rest of the game. It's 2 points for Barry on the day.
Say just the 2 points for him. Quick little substitution there for Will Donegan. Great experience, though. I will just say it once again. Great experience for Riverview Gardens Rams going up against a team like Collinsville. And great experience all around. And, you obviously don't want to see varsity games go and have a 40 points like gap like this. On varsity games be close, like the one we called earlier, Miller Career and Mascoutah. But in the end, it's great experience for all these players because they get to see the big stage. They get to see the bright lights, and you get to see how they perform. And then the players get to learn from all of that and get better as the season goes along. It's great for program development.
Yep. Maine will go ahead and drive the lane. Shot up and good. A.J. Maine with his first varsity bucket.
Welcome to Collinsville K-Hawk basketball, A.J. Maine. Congratulations. I've played against him a couple of times in open gym practices when I was still in high school. Always a hard worker. His dad, Andre, is a great supporter of him in this year or in his career. And, you know, even though he's still got a little bit of a right hand to work on, it just grows confidence. And, again, just like we talked about the program development, K-Hawks up to 80 points. That's their highest total scoring total of the season.
Yep. That is Castor. And he'll pull up for another three-pointer. That one no good. Talbot with the rebound to Maine. And Wilkinson with another run-out. And that one's up and good. And Evan Wilkinson up to 13 points. Very good showing from Evan. Not really doing anything too different from what his brother was doing on this court the past couple of years. Shot up and no good. Brown with the rebound. Get it to, that was Castor. And that hustle there between Dickerson and McFadden, and it's out of bounds, and it will be Rams basketball technically. Shot clock's turned off, 20 seconds and rolling now, and we'll see if the Rams want to get one more shot up, but that will, for all intents and purposes, do it. Lumpkins will go ahead and throw up a floater, no good. Talbot with another rebound, and Brister will go ahead and just dribble out the clock, pass it to Wilkinson. And your final score here at Virgil Fletcher Gym will be 82-35. K-Hawks improve to 3-0 on the season, 2-0 in the tournament.
Yeah, and as we're looking at this game, you know, obviously that was the expectation that Collinsville was going to come in here and put the beat down on Riverview Gardens. But, you know, for the K-Hawks, a great little program development. You got guys like Evan Wilkinson and Stanley Carnahan totaling new career highs. Even A.J. Maine getting a basket there right at the end. It's great for them to see that action, especially so early in the season. And you know what? On the Riverview Gardens end, man, I understand that it's hard. To, you know, especially with 7 players and a couple of your main guys not able to play, it's just difficult to kind of get the season up and running. But you know what, they can always go back. I've seen a lot of teams that have lost by this margin and just played pretty poor and kind of uninterested, and that's not what Riverview Gardens have been. They have played hard, they have worked hard, and they can always lean on that, you know, and their heart is unmatched here in this tournament, and I think they ought to be credited for that, you know, and they can continue to learn about themselves as they go up against Miller Career Academy at 5:30 a day. A good opportunity for both of those teams to kind of jump past what has happened in their first 2 games and get some positive marks on their tournament resume, or on their tournament for this weekend.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and shut things down here. We've got about a little less than 4 hours to kill. I understand that you're going to be going and
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
got some Thanksgiving grub. Thankful for everything, and I'm thankful for you, Zach, and our great coverage here for the K-Hawk Broadcast Club. But then we'll be back again, of course, 5:30. Miller Career plays Riverview Gardens, and then the Collinsville K-Hawks and the Muscuda Indians, for all intensive purposes, play for the championship of the Collinsville Muscuda Tip-Off Classic tonight at 7 o'clock. Both of those games live on the K-Hawk Broadcast Club Network. So come back and join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep. We'll go ahead and clear things out for now. And until later today, everybody have a fantastic afternoon.